Today I'm having a ride over Rooley Moor Road, which, as you can see, is an ancient, pretty tatty old lovely track. Runs between Rochdale and Cowp and Waterfoot in the village of in the valley of Rossendale. It's largely cobbled, quite tatty in places. Climbs pretty high, I think to about 1600 feet maybe, pretty high up. Just about to go past the site of what was the Moorcock Inn, closed down ages ago. There's not even really any building or footings left, just a couple of gate posts at the entrance. And yeah, the road itself was pretty much built to look after people travelling between Rochdale and Rossendale in the cotton famine back in the 19th century. People would walk maybe 8 or 9 miles each way every day over the moors just to work. Doesn't half bring it home to you when you look at it. And it's cold today, but it's a sunny day. No gloves. Yeah, it's beautiful. It's pretty loved by folks around here anyway. So I've got a bit of a wrapping up to do, a bit of a download on the end of the National Trophy series and then the National Championships. We've had Hunsworth and Irvine since I last had a chat about the series. If you remember, I was just a bit concerned about quality of events and the way things are heading. It's very easy to do in a ivory tower, but I'm as well qualified as anyone to sort of put in a bit of analysis. Not trying to be cocky to the organisers. Hunsworth itself was last minute venue change. I think they did pretty well, but ultimately the weather was atrocious and the facilities weren't up to it. The parking was a nightmare. But that's a last minute venue change and it's better than no venue at all. Tends to be the way with our mates in Yorkshire. I mean, we've had trophies since York in 2019. I think we've had trophies in 4 or 5 different venues, which is a good thing, I guess. But yeah, the weather was appalling, as you'll have known by now, and there's only so much you can do to polish a turd, and there was a lot of mess around. Then we had Irvine, which, I mean, on quality of the course alone, it's just one of the best experiences you could have on a cyclocross race. It's absolutely unbelievable. You know, I think what gets me is how different it is from what we're used to. And I say we're used to. I don't get to ride any sandy courses or even very well drained courses really. So it was a proper treat. And whether it makes a national trophy course is in no doubt, but whether it makes a national trophy venue with the start, finish and things like that, it just goes back to my previous points. It'll sort of have to do, and it's a shame we can't do better. Now, one bugbear I've kind of developed recently, you'll have to forgive me, it's my age, is the number of corners and cambers we seem to put in our courses. I don't know, maybe I had a few days in Belgium before Christmas, and I have been over there before, and watch the racing. And it really brought it home to me this time, having ridden a couple of courses, how they do link technical features together well with just straightforward, you could call them recovery sections really. And I think we're just full of technical stuff sometimes. I'm just as guilty of this myself when I put courses on, although I think I learnt by the time I put a course up for the national championships in Crooklands 4 years ago. Was it 4 years ago? I think I knew it was going to be middle of January and hence pretty muddy, so I did leave a few straight sections wherever I could and a lot of gravel, but hell, in that mud, I mean, even they weren't recovery really. Yeah, so I don't know, I think there's something we can learn about our courses. They don't have to be rock hard all the time, but God, there's been some good stuff. Then we go to the Nationals, South Shields, dare I say, iconic venue. It's a belter, and I think everybody's expectations of a non-slippy race, well-drained sandy soils, were shattered on certainly on Sunday, the second day. We saw some great racing. We saw some blooming high winds. It wasn't very nice. Certainly on Saturday, standing around. And yeah, so we won't talk about my own races. They were a mare for various reasons, probably well publicised if you watch any of my videos. I'm still enjoying it. I'm still enjoying my racing so much. The organisation, everything was so friendly. It was a lovely atmosphere over at South Shields. Then we got the subject of the got to talk about the TV coverage. I put my arse on the line when they announced that they were going to have a paywall and YouTube $2.99 or $3.99 to watch the day's racing. Seemed good value for money for me. I think maybe in my head I was comparing things to what had been going on with our pro cycling coverage elsewhere, but I staunchly defended British cycling, using it as a revenue generation thing. The reason why, I'll stand by it, the reason why I did it at the time was I know how much it cost to put it on. We had 6 cameras and 6 camera operators at Westmoreland, Crooklands. British Cycling stumped up the whole amount to pay, and it was roughly 3 to 4 times the whole event budget was used to put on a live TV coverage. And guess what? Everyone moaned about it on not everyone, but people moaned like hell about it on the social channels, which another reason to avoid them. And so we go on. I mean, you're damned if you do, damned if you don't. So yeah, it's a tricky one with the pure cost of it. Now, I know at South Shields they had less cameramen, less camera operators, and they had a completely different company and a different approach really. Monument Cycling, a good bunch of guys, and I know they do the best they can. But yeah, the quality wasn't really tested. The live stream was at times pretty dreadful, other times good. But hey, we could follow the racing. It's better than having nothing. I know that celiac cyclist and forgotten her name, a young Annabelle girl, did their best to stream things. But yeah, I was happy to pay the money ultimately. If it had been any more than that, I'd have been cross. There's a bigger picture issue about cycling generally going behind paywalls and Yeah, that's not good. That's not fun. Sorry, it's a bit rough here. And yeah, we've got to do what we can to change things, really. Moaning on social sites is all well and good. Moaning on YouTube is all well and good. But we need to turn up at the AGMs and get people represented and get our thoughts properly put across. Because there seems to be some consensus, but it doesn't get through. Anyway, so I'm heading into the last couple of races now. Just northwest league races. I've had my ups and downs in those, but generally a little bit more luck than I've had at the trophies. And our northwest veteran fields are pretty stacked, really. They're ace, so they're always good. Got Cheshire Showground this coming Sunday, and then we're off to Buell Hill Cross, which is always hey, if you're ever short of corners and turns, you want to turn up there. It's always good fun. So it's been, yeah, that's probably it for now. I hope you've enjoyed me picking my way through this mire here, this mess. On a winter's day. And if you want to know more about Rooley Moor Road, I will put a link in the description with a bit more info about it. Thanks for watching. Catch up soon.